Good afternoon. Welcome to another day of Bible Prophecy 2010. My name is Prophet C. Brazil. I am a modern day prophet preparing the way for the return of Jesus Christ. Pod 25. Well, first I want to continue my discussion from my trip down to Pineville, Arkansas on October the 2nd, I believe it was. And I want to follow up on some things that I spoke of concerning my visit. However, what I want to tell you that Pine Bluff, Arkansas have become a killing floor for the young black men in the neighborhood around Pine Bluff. It's usually is the heartbeat beats on every day. It don't seem to cease. The death is so much in the same integrity as the heartbeat. It's so much killing down there. And I went down there on that day, to speak to the young men about concerning this matter because it had become troubling to me that they continued to slay, look like every week or every other 2 weeks, but either case, it's too much killing of the black race down there. These young men seem to not to have a sense of direction. And they cater to the ideas of their own heart. And look like the more you talk to them, the more they rebel. So when I went down there on October the 2nd, I gave a little party down there, and I had my sister. I told her to get the children. Where there was some children living in her daughter's rent house down there. She let her son move there, but he's moved there, and he let all kind of people move in there with him. I found that this house had no running water in it, and they was just using the bathroom as it was. The children, when the system give assistance to the poor people, the poor black peoples, in general, like food stamps, subsidized income, they don't really follow up with these people to make sure that they're putting their money in the right place. So when they take this money, it becomes a great exploitation because most of the women is on drugs. They keep complaining about what the government don't do for them, but when they get the money and this added resource, they're not responsible in their behavior preparing for their own children. And that way, the resources they get for the children designed to go to the church, it goes to the drug deal. This is what happened. People don't sit and say or speak out about these things because so many of them is making money. It's designed, look like it's designed by this way. They keep draining the resource from the poor people, especially the children. These two mothers, my sister said, one had 3 children and the other was in the process of having 4. So if the government is paying for these children, giving her food stamps and money for these children to support these children, and the mother is taking 19 years old, exploiting this money with these children, and got some man sitting up there with his pants down, slinging out the house, so they said, selling drugs, that's what they said. Well, it's going, the money that's designed to help the poor children, it's going right back to these dealers. And so making this not a fact. This is the reason I said this. But I went down there to talk to them, and I was get a little barbecue down there. I went to the store and got some, cheap weenies. I'm gonna tell you, I like the hot dog to make some hot dogs because you can't afford it. You just can't afford to feed the whole town, and you do this two or three times, you're down and out. Especially if you don't have no added resource and you have to deal with the resource that you get them, right? But I did this here to, try to get a way to talk to the people and tell them they need to change. Don't be a victimized. In other words, once you take a family and when they have a tradition, develop a tradition where they will take and do things to hurt themselves, this becomes a revolving door in and out of prison. These little children today that I saw, two, three, I didn't see them. My sister said about two or three to 5, 6 years old. There's a new crop of prison inbreeding for the prisons of tomorrow's world. And then the rich man, he owned the prison, and as they go in through a revolving door, whether they is catered to, the government paid them for so much for housing these prisons, these privatized prisons. These young people become tomorrow's prisons of the black race, or a product of the graveyard sooner or later. Either way, they get paid. Either way, the rich man owned the funeral home and everything there, but most of all, he's got the prison. In other words, the poor people is continually being creating a slave habitat for himself by what they do. And as I was down there trying to talk to the young men concerning their behavior and how they became killers, well, they looked at me good, but they acted out different, and they didn't bring the children. The young men walking down with their pants down, the young women sitting there and left the children at home, and that's what I was giving the party for. But these young men wearing their pants all the way down and with the buckle so tight, they walk like they got a shark dress on. They just barely stepping with their leg, not with their whole leg, because they got the pants so far down, and they got to tighten up the belt around their leg in order to hold their pants up. Insulting me. And when the party's over, they grab the stuff and run. Children ain't got nothing. So, the house I got down there that I was giving the barbecue at, the water was cut off. Finally, the water was cut off when I got there. And, but I gave the barbecue out there and I had a big old jug I bought at Lowe's for about $37. And I had it filled with ice and stuff like that and water down there for the children to drink for the little short time I was going to be there, because I went there to talk to the people, and I called the minister there. The minister came there and prayed over the house and blessed the house. But the young men, they sit around there until the party's over, and they got everything, all the meat and everything that was barbecued there, the cold drinks and all the other beverages that I had there, and they taken it and loaded it in their car and took off with it. This is not right. And I found out that they had them taken and went in the house. I don't know how to get in the house because I got security doors on the house. But when I had the security doors put there, I never got the set of keys for them. So I had to get one set of keys for my brother. The man gave the set of keys to my brother. But my brother had an edge later on that he told them to give him his money up top. What he said that for, I don't know. In other words, I was chased out of Pine Bluff over 10 years ago when they burned my house down, which was a prophecy being fulfilled in Isaiah chapter 6, 1-13. For I was a man with unclean lips. I dwell among people having unclean lips, and my house was filled with smoke. Let me know that my house was firebound. This was did by the way of God the Father, revealing who I was going to be and where I was going to be born in the United States of America. There's other parts of this story that I have told on DVD. But, however, my brother said, alleged, that they gave him his money off top. What that means, I don't know. In other words, what is the Antichrist was setting me up for ambush to make it look like I was doing something when I was not, to take my freedom so won't nobody hear me. But thank God, so many of them heard me out on YouTube of my messages. I'm telling the truth of what I'm about. And you go to the Bible and search for everything that I say, and you go from there.